Open world survival style games are awesome, and when you put them on your mobile device and can take them anywhere, it's even better. Today, I'm giving you guys 15 of what I think are some of the best open world survival style games that you can play on your phones, tablets, and anything that's mobile. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. Now, let's dive into the list. We're gonna start off today with Once Human, which is a massive open world survival experience set in a strange post-apocalyptic world corrupted by alien-like creatures and supernatural anomalies. Players explore huge environments filled with abandoned towns, dangerous monsters, dynamic weather systems, and resource gathering while building bases and crafting weapons. The gameplay blends traditional survival mechanics with MMO-style progression, large-scale boss fights, and co-op multiplayer systems that make the world feel constantly alive. Another cool thing about this one is it's also available on PC as well as mobile, which is cool. The game stands out because of its incredibly detailed graphics and eerie science fiction horror atmosphere. The sound design adds a lot to the immersion, especially during nighttime exploration for monster encounters. Online multiplayer is a major focus, allowing players to team up, trade, raid, and participate in world events together. It feels like a mix between survival crafting and modern open world shooter MMOs, making it one of the most ambitious survival games currently on mobile. And something really cool about Once Human is that I am going to be giving you all of the in-depth guides, maps, and details on my website, GameStrategyHQ.com. Go check it out, it's linked down below. It's gonna be covering all the mobile games in the universe at some point in time. Second on the list is DYSMANTLE, which is a relaxing but addictive open world survival game where nearly everything in the environment can be destroyed for materials. Players explore a ruined post-apocalyptic island filled with zombies, hidden secrets, crafting stations, puzzles, and progression systems. Unlike many hardcore survival games, DYSMANTLE focuses more on exploration, upgrading gear, and slowly reclaiming the world rather than pushing mechanics. The art style uses a colorful top-down perspective with smooth animations and satisfying destruction effects. One of the most fun aspects is smashing apart furniture, cars, buildings, and objects to collect resources for stronger tools and weapons. The soundtrack is calm and atmospheric, making exploration feel rewarding rather than stressful. The game is mostly enjoyed offline, making it perfect for long sessions without needing constant internet connection. And now I know you guys already were anticipating this next one on the list. It's obviously available on every single platform. I'm talking about Minecraft. And Minecraft remains one of the biggest sandbox survival games ever made thanks to its limitless creativity and replayability. Players gather resources, build structures, craft equipment, farm, explore caves, and survive dangerous enemies in a procedurally generated block world. Survival mode adds hunger, combat, weather, and progression systems, while creative mode removes the restrictions entirely for unlimited building and freedom. Its iconic pixel art style has become legendary, and despite its simple visuals, the game creates incredibly immersive adventures through exploration and imagination. The soundtrack is calm, emotional, helping to create unforgettable moments while wandering the world alone. Minecraft supports both offline and online gameplay with multiplayer servers, minigames, co-op worlds, and mod support, expanding the experience almost endlessly. Raft Survival Ocean Nomad throws players into the middle of the ocean on a tiny raft where survival depends on collecting floated debris, crafting tools, and expanding your base at sea. Players must manage hunger, thirst, shark attacks, and resource collection while slowly transforming a tiny raft into a floating fortress. Exploration of islands and underwater areas adds a variety of gameplay to the loop. The game has bright ocean visuals and satisfying progression that makes every upgrade feel rewarding. The sound of waves, storms, and sea creatures helps create a relaxing but tense atmosphere. While inspired by the PC survival hit Craft, the mobile version offers a simplified but highly addictive survival experience that works well for casual sessions both online and offline. Nearscape is a zombie survival RPG with a darker, more hardcore focus on scavenging and decision-making. Players travel through dangerous environments, collecting supplies, crafting gear, fighting infected enemies, and managing limited resources while trying to survive in a collapsing world. The game leans heavily into tension and atmosphere rather than fast-paced arcade gameplay. Its gritty visual style and moody environments help create a feeling of desperation and isolation. Combat feels slower and more methodical, encouraging careful planning before encounter. The game's sound design, especially ambient noises and distant threats, adds a strong sense of immersion. Nearscape is especially appealing for players who enjoy survival games with a deeper RPG progression and a more realistic tone. Now, an extremely popular one that you've probably heard of before is Last Day on Earth Survival, which is one of the most popular mobile zombie survival games ever released. Players gather resources, build bases, craft weapons, raid locations, and fight infected enemies in a large post-apocalyptic world. Many of these take place in that post-apocalyptic space. The gameplay loop focuses heavily on grinding for upgrades, improving your shelter, and unlocking stronger equipment while surviving increasingly dangerous threats. The game uses an isometric art style with detailed environments and smooth combat animations. Sound design creates tension during bunker raids and nighttime exploration, especially when stronger zombies appear. Online elements allow interaction with other players through events and PvP zones, but the game can still feel highly immersive for solo survival players. Constant updates and seasonal content have helped keep the game alive for years. Oxide's Survival Island is heavily inspired by Rust and focuses on multiplayer survival in a dangerous open world filled with hostile players and environmental threats. Players collect materials, build bases, craft weapons, and engage in PvP battles while defending their resources from raids. The game emphasizes freedom and unpredictability, making every encounter feel intense. The realistic visual style and detailed environments help make the world feel immersive despite running on mobile phones. Voice chat and online multiplayer interactions add chaos and excitement, especially during raids or alliances with strangers. Oxide stands out for delivering a surprisingly authentic hardcore survival experience on mobile, especially for players looking for competitive online gameplay. Uncharted Island Survival places players on a mysterious island where they must gather food, craft shelter, hunt animals, and survive harsh environment conditions. The gameplay focuses more on classic wilderness survival rather than zombies or heavy action, giving it a slower, more grounded pace. Exploration and crafting are central to the progression. The game features colorful tropical visuals and peaceful atmosphere despite the survival elements. Hunting wildlife, fishing, farming, and building camps create a satisfying long-term progression system. Sound effects from nature and weather help immerse players in the island's setting. It works well as a more relaxed survival experience for players who enjoy exploration and crafting without non-stop combat. Now, Tencent Games has made the last one, which is a massive mobile gaming company, and I'm talking about Undawn. Undawn is a large-scale, open-world survival shooter combining zombie survival with an MMO-style progression and social system. Players explore huge environments, complete missions, build homes, gather resources, and fight both infected creatures and enemy factions. Vehicles, advanced crafting systems, and character customization add depth to the gameplay experience. The game is visually impressive with realistic graphics, cinematic lighting, and high-quality animations. The audio helps make combat encounters feel intense, while environmental sounds create immersion during your exploration sessions. Online multiplayer is a huge part of this experience with co-op missions, clans, PvP, and a shared open-world activity, making it feel closer to a full PC survival MMO than just something on mobile. Raft Desert Nomad takes the familiar Raft survival formula and shifts it into a harsh desert environment where players travel across sand seas instead of oceans. Players collect scrap, manage thirst, upgrade vehicles and shelters, and survive dangerous enemies while exploring abandoned ruins and desert outposts. The desert setting gives the game a unique visual identity compared to the other raft-style survivor games that take place on the water. Sandstorms, heat effects, and wasteland environments create a strong survival atmosphere. The progression system feels rewarding as players slowly build larger mobile bases capable of surviving the brutal world. It combines post-apocalyptic themes with resource management in a refreshing way. Zombie Forest 3 Underground combines survival management with tower defense mechanics in a zombie apocalypse setting. Players defend underground shelters, recruit survivors, manage resources, craft gear, and survive increasingly difficult waves of infected enemies. Strategic planning becomes essential as threats grow larger over time. Its dark art style and underground environments help create a claustrophobic atmosphere that separates it from more open-world survival games. The soundtrack and sound effects increase tension during nighttime attacks and emergency situations. The game stands out because of the mix of base management, survival strategy, and progression systems rather than a pure exploration gameplay style game. Tomorrow, MMO Nuclear Quest is a multiplayer survival RPG set in a radioactive wasteland after nuclear disaster. Players scavenge for supplies, craft equipment, create missions, and survive hostile mutants and enemy survivors while exploring dangerous zones filled with radiation. The game strongly emphasizes loot progression and online interaction. To be honest with you guys, this one sounds a lot like a Fallout game. The art style features detailed post-apocalyptic environments inspired by games like Fallout and Metro. Atmospheric music and ambient sound effects help create a bleak but immersive world. Multiplayer systems allow trading, cooperation, and competitive encounters with other players, making the world feel active and unpredictable. Tegra Zombie Survival Island blends first-person shooting and survival crafting in a world filled with zombies, monsters, and dimensional anomalies. Players gather resources, build shelters, craft weapons, and fight through dangerous environments while uncovering mysteries connected to portals and alternative worlds. The game features strong visual effects from a mobile survival title with detailed lighting and large environments to explore. Gunplay feels satisfying, and combat against hordes of enemies creates constant tension. The sound effects and music help maintain a horror-inspired atmosphere, especially during, again, the nighttime. The game offers both survival mechanics and heavy action gameplay for players who enjoy faster-paced combat. Fate Z Zombie Survival is an open-world zombie survival game where players scavenge cities, forests, and military zones while fighting infected enemies and surviving harsh conditions. Players can build bases, collect vehicles, craft equipment, and slowly progress towards stronger gear and safer shelters. The game uses realistic visuals and large open maps that encourage exploration. Dynamic weather and day-night cycles make survival feel more immersive, especially when visibility drops at night. Multiplayer interaction adds another layer of unpredictability, allowing players to cooperate or compete for resources. Fate Z stands out for its balance between exploration, combat, and survival realism. Radiation Island is a survival adventure game set on a mysterious island trapped in an alternative reality experiment. Players explore forests, abandoned villages, military facilities, and underground bunkers while gathering resources, crafting tools, and surviving dangerous wildlife and supernatural threats. The game's atmosphere is one of the strongest features, combining eerie exploration with beautiful environments and dynamic weather. The soundtrack is subtle but effective, helping build suspense during your exploration sessions. Radiation Island can be played offline, making it one of the better premium-style survival experiences for players who want a more story-driven and atmospheric adventure. X-Survive Open World Sandbox is a futuristic sandbox survival game focused on creativity, exploration, and advanced building systems. Players gather resources, craft futuristic technology, build bases, and survive an alien-like environment filled with strange landscapes and hazards. The game leans heavily into freedom and experimentation. Its colorful science fiction art style gives it a unique identity compared to darker style zombie survival games. Building mechanics are one of the biggest highlights, allowing players to create detailed, futuristic structures and customize their world. The relaxing soundtrack and open-ended gameplay make it enjoyable for players who prefer creative sandbox experiences over hardcore survival pressure. And of course, you want to know my favorite two from the list. I'm not going to make you wait any longer. Number one, or I should say the first that I want to mention, is Minecraft, because it has to be there. Everyone loves Minecraft, and if you don't love Minecraft, you know Minecraft, and you've probably played Minecraft, so it deserves to be on the top of the list. And the one that I'm most likely to spend the most time playing is Once Human. It's one of the newest and one of the best of all, in my opinion, and it's one that I'll probably spend most of my time inside of in these survival genres. Thanks again for subscribing. We'll see you guys in the next video with the next list of the best games.